a good start. If they lose it, where is the mentality going to be? Well, we might be finding out as Ryan just destroys them on middle. Both players, himself and Cree, pushing to try and deal with Jet. And look, they've already pushed all the way up B as well. They've got Jet boxed in. CNED's trying to run, but he still can't get it done.
Nip are loving life right now, but they have been slightly kind of sideswiped on this one, right? The spike's gone down into A. They are still in a position where they could win. This is a 2 versus 3. That Sage wall is going to be a bit of a nuisance to him, especially as his pistols are going to use to break it down. That door's going to be closed down straight away. They're going to make this incredibly difficult. They're going to actually force it into the Omen here. He's just spotting and watching. He's waiting for it. The Jet's pushed in, though, going up against the Sage. Headshots landed. This is looking really strong. BBL in a very nice position here. 2 versus 1. They're going up against the Phoenix. Time for us to show us what he's got. Hip starts off with 1. He should know where Kiro is. Oh, that's a nice one. 1 shot, 1 kill, seals the deal. First round will go to BBL, despite Nip coming out swinging with that aggression in a completely just unconventional way. It's not what we normally see from these guys.
Oh, absolutely not. Now, Banks, I wanna ask you right here, right now. Is this BBL coming right back into it? They're gonna win this map?
Off 1 round.
Yes.
I'm not
They've already got as many rounds on attack as they did versus G2. Come on. Yeah, let's go, BBL. And obviously, we got to wait a while before we can draw any conclusions.
It was the defensive side that was incredible, though, right?
It was 8-4.
The fact they've got 1 round here, if they can get a couple now, if they can start working it, then I'm not sold yet, but...
I mean, this isn't G2 they're against, so it's definitely a solid sign. And then obviously you include as well, yeah, a little bit wider on that shock dart. That should do it. Look at the damage done there. Cypher's very, very low. Lego can't dodge it, but he's going to just hold a close angle for when they push on up so he can try and delete them, but jumping around the corner, Looker deals with them. They may have reduced the accuracy when you jump shot right-click with a classic, but if you're that close to someone and they're low HP, you're probably going to hit them once.
Russ got to be careful. He's getting very aggressive. Still manages to get away with... Oh, Russ! You should not have been able to get 2 kills there. BBL just pushing. They're not going to allow anything to happen here. The Rhyme was already really low from the shot darts that went out towards him. Okay, they're only up against pistols, but BBL are trying to regain some confidence here, Mitch. You can just see it in the style of play.
Yeah, you can. Russ running out for those frags was a big risk. It's cost them a little bit of economy as well, so maybe not the best of decisions. But at least he got 2 before he went down. They're able to clean it up and stop the Phantom from being saved over by their opponents, most importantly.
That second one, like how many pistols were shooting at him? Yeah. Come on, guys.
They took way too long to deal with him. Then IP now come in with their full buy. They've got all the weapons they could want. And for BBL, this is a very important round. Winning the pistol gives them that little bit of a boost. They can feel confident, but now if they're going to feel like they can win it, they've got to take this. Running right into the corner, CNED gets the frag, taking down Looker, winning the battle of the operators, Russ through the smoke to Cree, and that is a 2-man advantage now for BBL as they look to move into the B site. Fieroth, the only man who can stop them. He's dumped down, looking for a head, but he misses all of his shots. And as Kiro makes sure he's dead, that is the round going to BBL. Nobody's going to be going for the retake.
Mitch, you hate to see it for Fieroth there, right? He hears the footsteps. He looks for the first player. There's 2. They've already split slightly up there, and he's like, oh, which one? Oh, and then instant. And game over.
That's the thing, right? When 2 people peek you and they're separated,
yeah, you're like,
shoot between them. You're like, which one? At the middle.
Where do I go? What do I do?
They go right or left, just go straight down the middle. Try suppressing fire instead.
It's so hard as well, right? Because he's obviously listening to the footsteps. He's trying to kind of gauge where they're coming from. Ross going on the hunt here, though. I like this.
Again.
Oh, I don't like that, though. Okay, so there's one thing, right? When you see people looking, like, that wasn't really checking. He went straight for the corner check rather than looking every single part.
Yeah, and his gun is obviously sticking right around that corner. They're just waiting for him to step on forward and take him down. That's guaranteed saved weapons, at least for NIP. And it's very important considering what we discussed before. When you lose the pistol, you go 2-0 down. But that third, that buy round, is going to be really impactful if you lose it. Because then you don't have money to invest.
Yeah. And
you can see they've gone for 1 extra Phantom. Outside of that, I think they probably see even that extra Phantom. they drop over 2, okay, with the armor saved. They don't get that bad of an investment. I think their utility should be semi-okay. It also depends, this is the thing, right? It depends what they saved over in the previous round. If they invested into abilities and then they still have them, if they didn't get to use them, and considering how fast that round went down, they probably do. As long as you can afford armor and the weapon, it doesn't matter. You've already got your full utility lineup.
Well, already fast into the site. Russ has got the opener.
I know
They've just dominated again into this B.
So this is it.
The lack of chance, right, that Nip have to even get themselves into a good position is crazy.
Yeah, so they had one player on the site, but immediately he's just killed by the boost up on top. That wall inside of B main. Russ is still up there, actually. I think it's about to break. It should have broken by now, even. But as soon as he's taken down, they smoke. They use the jet smokes and the omen just to block off those angles, and that's it already. They get the site. They're cleaning house with these frags afterwards.
Oh, the spam!
Fearoth straight through, taking down Aslan. They're not looking to give BBL any more chances. The headshot, the dash in as well, and Looker's going for the final kill. Gets it and the defuse. The ult's already online, but I don't think there's any time to really figure out, hey, do you guys want an ult point? He's just going to stick it when it's that late.
That is how you get a retake done. That was so important. If that drone didn't manage to get the recon bolt onto him, they wouldn't have been able to get that kill in the first place that Fearoth took, spamming through the wall. Then they had a full confidence. Oh, that was huge. Look at the way Lucker pushes in at this point. He avoids being shot at, jumps straight into the next fight, gets a kill, and then he's instantly on the spike. Huge coming up now. That's the way you want to see it from Nip. That's a lot better.
Yeah, so Fearoth had a lot of impact in that round, not just for the wallbang. As you said, it was the drone that actually managed to spot the player to allow the wallbang through. And then obviously you had the recon dart up towards the back of the site that allowed the immediate pre-fire onto Kiro whenever you saw Looker run around the corner. And with that, they find their first round, get themselves a 3-1 scoreline. Creed looking at paranoia. He's got a teammate down there who's ready to swing hip, looking for some heads. Doesn't have to flash himself around the corner whenever he does face contact. And now they're in the danger zone. There's no way they escape this paranoia the second they move forward. If hip spots them, or if they just randomly decide to paranoia through. But no, Krieg gets hit by his own, has to expend it to keep himself alive. But even that won't help him out. Now Hip has to do it without any support. He's only able for the one. The res immediately cancels the kill he found. And a man advantage now as BBL look to plant on the A side.
Lucker trying to manage to try and tag someone up, but it's not going to work out. He pops the ult. He's back up to his old tricks again. He's had a lot of success with this. With that door being closed, it's going to be problematic for him now to push in. CNED hoping, waiting. He can hear the footsteps. He has a good idea of what's going on. Oh, the camera. How did... Lucker should have had that communicated to him. Rhyme, a little bit too late to the party on that one, my friend. Still good positions here from the BBL side. Their attacking is looking strong. Russ delivers another one, heals himself straight back up. Nip are going to fall back. They don't want to have anything to do with this now. Too many mistakes were made. And that is a very nice retaliation round coming out here from BBL. Much better.
Well, their attack definitely looks better than it did versus G2, albeit early rounds, but that's 2 buys under their belt now. The bounce back after losing a previous in post-plant as well, I gotta say. Everything's looking good.
So what was your prediction on our commentator's prediction thing, Mitch?
I picked BBL to win.
To win, not tie?
No, I should have picked tie in hindsight, but I did pick win. I honestly forgot tie was an option because I'm so used to best of threes.
Don't say that.
I did.
We discussed it on the way home yesterday.
I know we did, but when I was messaged, I was like, oh yeah, just pick the winners.
Can't trust these Irish guys, can you? Dear God.
But no, look, honestly, if I had the choice, I probably still would have said BBL to win. Based on NIP's gameplay yesterday, it was so bad. And I just, as I said, I'm sick of giving faith to teams and then just being slapped for it. So I stand by what I said. And definitely we're seeing a better BBL coming into the attacking side of Ascent than the previous map and the previous playthrough of this. Good control taken. Those smokes completely negating the control that was in play for NIP, but they haven't lost a man. They can slow this down. Without a Sage, heals. Oh, destroying the drone from underneath. He wasn't being spotted. He was in a ninja position, right? They hadn't cleared it out with the drone, but now the position given away as Looker's able to take down Kiro. We see the advantage extend further in NIP's favor. 2 players are still very low without that Sage heal, and Lego's able to pick off one of them.
Manages to pick up the Omen. Russ is there, putting in the work once again. I love this like aggressive Sage style. I really respect it, right? He'll stand further forward. He's not just hiding in the back of the sides. Hip though, busted his ult, does get one kill, needs to continue to push forward on it. Going on the hunt. Oh, he was just running out of time, but they do have the information. Another retake on the B site goes in favor of Nip. That's a lot more like it here.
So that's where Phoenix brings an insane amount of value, past what I think any other agent does. When you're in that retake of a bomb site, there's one player locked away somewhere and you need to find him. You don't have to spend your life to go after him because you can just pop the ult. And if you're low HP, as I actually don't think he was, but if you are low HP, it's going to help you obviously because you heal up afterwards. So there you go. He runs in, grabs the information, fades away afterwards, but his teammates now know exactly where to look, exactly where to shoot. And so NIP pick up their second. Back and forth we go in the buy rounds ever since they've come out.
Yeah, but still, I'm a little bit scared for Nip here. Expected it just a bit more when it comes to the defensive side overall. I want to see Lucker challenge a bit more here. Obviously, he's being forced away by the shadow orbs on the floor. Just going to continue to tap and hope he might have been pushed.
Deploying drone.
Mid control going to be had though, so now BBL going to look forward. Lucker deals with it instantly, but they're going to have a good idea of where he'll be sat for now.
Smoked off the shock dart. They know there's no player there.
Oh, fair off. Oh!
That's unfortunate. The jump shot no scope. That'd be something.
Yeah, that was would have been a crazy one if he had managed to land it. Cree, nicely done. Lucker's found one as well, but he gets sideswiped by Russ.
That was fantastic timing on the paranoia through eliminating the Jet, who'd already ulted up as well. You know, for sure, CNED's not going to be happy with how that one's gone. Aslan looking to take this duel, but he's 26 health now. It has to be the double headshot for him to finish this guy off. And just playing with each other on the corner. Eventually, though, the wide swing from Rhyme gives him the duel. Man advantage sitting towards NIP on this retake. The heal comes through to at least give Kiro that little bit of an extra HP for whenever he takes a fight.
Nip needs to go on this soon, though. Lucker hoping he's going to be able to get an up-close and personal shot. He's only got one bullet in the chamber, though. Surprised by the lack of reload. Russ has managed to get two. Kiro's finishing him off. And they just hold strong on the B bomb site this time around. It's not going to be a retake opportunity for Nip. And now we see 5 on the board for BBL.
Huge game from Russ so far. He's been doing fantastic work.
I'm loving the way he's playing Sage, mate. It's actually phenomenal.
Versus G2, it was fairly similar on one of the maps. I think it might have been, was it Haven? Nope, bottom fragged Haven.
Just call him out while you're there, you know. You're doing a great job, Russ, but yeah, you played terrible
on that one. Now, it must have been one of the previous games I was watching, then it wasn't versus G2. But either way, Russ has impressed me in the past. He's definitely had some good rounds versus G2 earlier on, but this is the solid performance that we needed from some of the players. CNED's also doing a little bit better, at least. But not quite on the same form as yesterday. And again, just putting that down to Looker playing way better than he has in the past, certainly in this tournament.
I'm just liking what we've seen from Russ on that Sage, because not only is he going aggressive, he's relying on his aim right, but he's doing the self-heals and he's using all his other abilities the way I would expect him to use it, but it's not just relying on... How many do we see of these Sages just sit in the back lines, they just come in like, oh, we'll just heal, some of our teammates have taken some damage. No, Russ is confident, he's going forward with it.
It's got the real David P vibes.
Yeah, he's hitting those shots, man. Slower round, though, coming out from BBL this time. All corners being checked, and they know what could happen, right? Nip on pistols. It's dangerous to deal with. CNED found the first kill, though. Cree not able to get too much done. Now, BBL very uncontested now. Oh! One shot hit. He's going to get himself healed up once again. The slow's coming into play. Lego's just waiting for it. He's heard the other footsteps. He makes it look so easy. He's going to continue to push around as well as that shock dart goes up. He's on the hunt, but Rhyme ready and waiting. Russ was too fast. And now it's only Hip. He's got his Phoenix out there, and he's hoping one might push him. He might be able to achieve a weapon at least. You can hear the footsteps around him.
It really feels like NIP lack any ability to slow down the pushes from BBL, right?
Yeah.
You know, it would be helpful there. Someone who has slows. It would not be. Rain.
And which agent would you choose for them to have? And which one would they get rid of, Mitch? I wonder. Ooh, hello.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Well,
Oh.
Again, whenever Hip has a good performance, it's never really down to the agent he's playing. It's always just down to him. He was one of the players that we commended as well when it came down to playing Raze in the early stages of the game. It was like, it just doesn't matter that he's playing the Raze. It's not his nades, it's not his ult, it's the fact that he's just popping heads. And it gave him a little bit of escapism as well, the ability to reach new heights, quite literally, with the blast packs. With 2 rounds on the board, NIP are in a tough spot to play from. They're getting nothing done. The ultimates maybe will change things around, but they're in fairly even regard. BBL even have a res to play around. And so far, their pushes have been steadfast, looking to move towards the B site. And we've seen Russ wall himself up on top of that box a couple times and find lots of kills versus this team versus G2. We'll see if he's going to go for that again. Aslan,
I love it.
they know he's here. They've heard it.
Maybe they're second guessing themselves. Oh, he's tapping him. He's now giving away his position though. He's in the back lines. Can he get anything done? He's being pushed from 2 sides. He doesn't have the information. They've certainly not heard it. The Sova ult's being used, but it's not going to connect with him at all. Aslan can just chill here, and they know they're going to have to look for him, but Hip comes round. Aslan was just hoping no one was going to walk around the other side. That's unlucky, Fearov. Shock Dart goes out as well, but still he's unable to find the kill. Second one out as well. Zined's just surviving.
Yeah, somehow the Frenchman fails to follow up on that frag. As we're going to see the quick bail over towards the B site.
You called him a Frenchman now. Is that because he didn't get the kill?
You know how this works.
Ah, that Irish bias. I see. When he's doing well, you'll take him.
Yeah.
When he does something like that, you're like, Frenchman.
That's the French spray in him. If he had the Irish spray, he would have just died straight away.
Oh, Mitch.
Well, BBL 3 versus 5, moving in towards the B site. They've got next to no control. Luckily, the swing comes through from Lucker to give CNED at least the opening frag. Kree trying to bait out the teleport, but they're just
They got no
falling for
time.
it.
No time. No time, no opportunity. They're going to give away a round from being too slow. Hero, you just want to hold into your weapon here, my friend. Nobody's going to stand and fight. You get 1 kill, but that's all you're going to grab.
Yeah, I really thought everything was going their way. Phoenix had pushed up on A, gave a little bit of extra information as Hip got that control. But then the fact that the teleport came up behind, Aslan was selling a great fake that they were possibly late pushing up towards the A site, that he was going to come behind them and try to crunch in. He was distracting the player that was over towards the defender side of B.
Yeah.
And 4 players were stacked up and ready to just rush out. You knew there was an operator there, but that's the power of the numbers to take him down. But I think maybe spotting that it was a jet, fearing that he would still have the dash to be able to fire a shot, get away, and then support the site player, just scared them out of that play. If they had an extra smoke up on the Omen, which I don't think Aslan had any remaining, they could have just smoked it off, pushed into B, and they would have had an easy 4v1 with Aslan cutting off rotates. But it didn't quite work out that way, unfortunately, without that smoke in play.
Do you know what I'd actually like to see Nip try? You know what they did on the pistol round with going aggressive? I'd like to see him just throw a bit of that out on one of these buy rounds, because currently their defense is just not working so strong. Oh, you can't even get 2 there. It was so close. Hip. He tries to swing on it.
Not the first time he's played there.
Yeah,
Sort
no.
of.
Easily found out. Rhyme now. All alone. Oh, that's not... That's so unlucky. Just as he turns. 7 now for BBL, and this is looking scary. This is looking like BBL came back into this and said, anything you can do, we can do better, or potentially the same, as long as Nip don't get another round.
Oh, we said it was hard to look at any team and predict them to win after being 13-3'd, but the reality is Bind is not a map that we've seen BBL perform on. It's not the reason that we thought that they'd have a chance versus NIP. That was all down to Haven and Ascent, and here they are on Ascent, the map they lost 13-9 up against G2. You can see exactly why we thought they had such a good chance. The tie is definitely possible, and this would be another underwhelming game for NIP, realistically. To fail up against Vodafone Giants and 1-1 tie that, I mean, this is only going to hurt the rating even
There
more.
we go. I want to see that, and I want to see some more of it. Hip's bringing it to him right now. The aggression is working out, and they get a flawless round.
I don't know how Looker survived that. He was just dashing, updrafting all around the site, dodging the bullets as he went. And yeah, the aggression works out that time. And it wasn't even quite as aggro as what we had seen from them in the pistol round. It was just a little bit of short peeking and tapping away on the heads. For NIP, I hope to see a little bit more of that. Double digits now reached by Hip. Hashtag Phoenix is viable. Not Hips and
What are you
animals.
trying to start here?
Just giving NA some motivation.
Oh, more aggression though from Nip on a different
Great
side. The
shot.
shock dart's gone over. There they go. Hip's getting 2 headshots. He's looking for more, and they're just going to back away. He pops his ult. He's on the hunt. He's hungry for more. He's spamming it out. Oh, he's getting done. Hip, absolute madman.
Well, that was one hell of a round from him. Phoenix viable, I guess. Absolutely. When you do that.
Proved you wrong.
Well, he could have done it without the Phoenix ult because he didn't take any damage.
Look at this, right? So the shock dart is on point. Let's see how much damage that shock dart does as it goes up. Boom.
All the back players lit up half HP.
And he gets the 2 headshots, and you just see it. Look, he's like, okay, I've got my ult. Boom. And this is insane, though, because look, he spams here, so they know they should know he's pushing, and then...
What are they doing? What are they doing?
Why would you line up like that?
Why is Cypher behind? Like, okay, I understand why you're seeing Fearoth just stood still with the... Or, not Fearoth, sorry. I understand why you're seeing Lego stood still because he's putting his drone out, right? You've just retreated from an angle where you took a fight. Do you need to drone at that point? No, because you know they've got the control. But anyways, he throws out the drone. It's acceptable that he was stood still. Why Kiro's behind him? And why Aslan decided, hey, I'm going to join the conga line. Let's go. Hold your hips.
Oh, aggression, though. This time it's going to be again for BBL. Didn't work out for them, though. They're down 3 players already. We're still talking about the previous round because it was so crazy. Hope someone in Twitch chat clipped that. They can send that to me because I need to watch that again and understand how even Hip got away with it. I didn't even see the 3rd person he killed at the end of it.
No, absolutely. He just kept... I don't think he did.
No, he just like, okay.
Oh, there's 2 here. Wait, I aced? What? How did that happen?
Feeling area.
That was back-to-back amazing rounds from Nip, and they're looking to secure the pistol. We're in a 4v1. Oh, it's Aslan, though. Okay. He hasn't got... Okay, he hasn't got armor, though. This is the problem. No shield at all. Yeah. They're not even worried. They're not even going to close the door. It's like, yeah, we'll just play it open, you know. We'll just try and take him out.
And NIP aren't down and out by any means.
No, definitely not now.
It's definitely not the time to consider that. But I do want to say they've won a lot of rounds off of just sheer individual plays, and I feel like BBL weren't in that kind of boat. We also know BBL are far better on the defensive side.
They know where he is, and they go for the hunt. Shock dart kill to end them all. 7-6. Now, it was looking so one-sided for BBL, and now Nip are 1 round away from tying it up. Lucka straight on that Marshall.
Right here.
I loved your song, Banks. That's fantastic.
Did I sing?
They know where he is.
Oh.
And when they killed him, he called them a mean bunch of people.
Did I didn't say that. Did I?
No, that was...
Oh, okay. Sometimes I do this. Ask Tom. He had a wonderful song to do with LDLC and ABC. He did not enjoy it. Striker will forever remember it.
Like, this is a round that we can expect another 4K from Looker on.
Ooh.
Call it now. The body shots. He misses the first, but you can't see them playing hopscotch over it, luckily. It should be equalized.
Catch me if you can.
These players don't have armor. You're up against a Marshall that can just one-shot you to the body. All the rest of these weapons as well. Any of the SMGs completely viable. They'll just shred. And for BBL, you find 2 kills, you're probably happy enough. Can't expect much more than that from these kind of rounds.
No.
Pistols are viable, but should be punished for them.
Okay, so they 100% know where Lego is anyway. Drone will be killed. Fearoth looking for some more shock dart kills if it's possible. No sight control heads yet, though. Nip are gearing up for this A push. I respect how cautious they are being because they do have players, a couple of players on pistols. Trying to just bank up that money as much as possible. And you've got to give BBL the respect, right? They have earned it at least in this match.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Aslan.
Cage triggered.
It's a solid opening taking down Fearoth. The more utility you can waste out from your opponents as well in these kind of rounds, the better, just to make sure that they're investing as many credits as possible. Spotted. The tip
I thought he was going to lazy peek that, Mitch.
I think he was, but he just happened to see the barrel.
One of those close moments.
I think, honestly, that if Lego had been looking slightly further to the right, he would have gotten away with that. Been left tucked under.
Luck hasn't spotted it. Luck might get domed. Oh, just in the nick of time. CNED could have shortied him up. There we go. Lucka right on top of it.
No charges left.
You're not getting away with that one,
No
Kiro.
charges left.
No charges left. But
Russ is like, I'm desperate for a heal, please.
it's refreshed at long last. Again, we talked about the kills, if he can just find himself a double, but Rhyme's only playing with the Ghost, and they have an idea. They'd marked it on the map. They knew where he was. They cleared out all the other angles. And
He would have died there if he stood as well.
7-7. We're tied up. After that great start for BBL, it's going to be demotivating to be in a spot where
Hugely.
you're tied up with your opponents. Like,
This is just on point because his crosshair placement is, yeah, just so good. One thing I love about Valorant, right, is the hitboxes are so clean. Like, shots just feel correct. Where you shoot is where you hit.
Cut
Yeah.
their walls down.
they do. I have to say, that once you get used to the Phantom a little bit, the spray also feels pretty satisfying when you hit it. It's really hard when it
Yeah, I
connects.
just feel hit reg is just so good in this game. It's what we deserve, what we need. So many games come out and it's like, okay, he's slightly off. And obviously you can learn it, but like, Valorant just seems a lot smoother in that way.
To be honest, I hate it because every time I miss a shot, I know it's because I missed. Can't go, it was on him.
I could have told you bad anyway, Mitch, so, you know.
Yeah, no, you did. I watched back the show match. Thanks for that. I think he mentioned it every round.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, okay. Lucka got really fast in, straight up into it. Kira's going to try and hold on, but he needs some backup and he needs it real quick. The Cypher Cage is at least useful, but Lucka snuck his way in. Oh, that's smart, though. He's just able to avoid it, but there's still more being done. Lucka, he's on a rampage right now. And that is a quick round had. They did not stand a chance, and Nip are back in full force, Mitch.
That they are. 8-7, taking the lead, and it wasn't looking all too likely. BBL, we told you that they're a solid team when it comes to the defense. So far, we haven't shown you that, but it is still very early days. Those initial 3 rounds provide a lot of value. Once you win that bye round in round number 3, your opponents have to take an eco. And this is where BBL most likely concede over the 9th round to NIP, then have to fight back on an upward slope yet again. And whilst that sucks, they do always have the fact that they're on the defensive side to fall back on. Talking to falling back, Kiro wasn't looking to do that, neither was CNET after his teammate has died, but Hip is here to deal with this one quite quickly. His teammates left in the opens for just a moment. It's a lot of damage taken, considering no Sage.
Yeah.
That could be
Revealing area.
I was kind of wondering why Hip didn't go for it a bit sooner, you know? He heard the first shot, I would have just swung, but I guess you're being a bit cautious. One of your teammates could have gone down, but it's not going to be a problem. Russ is all alone. Ooh, he did do a nice bit of damage. 5 health left on Rhyme. But Russ, he can't outmatch that. Sadly not. Now this lead starts to look a bit scary here for BBL to pull their way back in. They must seal the deal on this gun round. They must make this a bit closer if possible. So look how many shots were fired before Hip actually started to move into it.
Oh yeah, he was hanging his teammate out to dry there, just waiting to get the clean kill. Count to 7. Wait till the bullets are gone. I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5?
Shadows
Well, Hip wasn't feeling lucky, so he just waited till they were all gone. With 2 between them, NIP have got the lead. This is the bye round. We said BBL need to win it. We talked about the value of Sage as well and delaying some of these rounds. A very early pop of the wall. I'm surprised, especially when you've got an operator playing on this site. Surely you want CNET to take the shot and then wall it up. He dashes out of the way, but now they've got free reign to just push on through. Hip flashing right on around the cage. He's on the site, but tagged in the left-hand side. The Phantom eventually deals with him, but the ult has got the information. Now they look to finish it off, but Russ is somehow able to get a double. Reload is underway, and he's stuck in the back of the site.
Russ, how are you still alive, you absolute beast? He dealt with the Phoenix.
Give me a corpse.
Then they started to push around. They knew exactly where his position was. And he's still putting in work. A headshot delivered. Russ is just holding it down.
He even did the damage to Fear out there, making it so easy for Kiro to finish that one off. An 8 on the board. BBL not giving up just yet. They went 4-0 down in this half, losing the pistol and the first buy round, but then they come right back on in. The problem is they don't get the same reward that NIP got for winning the first buy. They don't get an eco out of their opponents. Instead, NIP have got a stack of cash, and they're able to easily invest into this one and the next. That is worrying if you're BBL. But considering their win rate against G2 of all teams when it came to full buy rounds on the defense, they have got a chance of bringing this 10-9 and forcing the eco.
That is the one they needed though, right? That was the all-important one before it starts to get too scary with the lead that Nip could have had.
If they didn't find that, you know, it was definitely going to be too far gone to really feel confident. That's where your morale would have just took a nosedive.
Oh dear. Kiro trying to get his cages up. He wants to ensure his spot is still held, but Kree, he's right up in it already. Aslan's gone down. The ult's coming through. Oh, and he gets tagged up, but he's finished off by Rhyme as well. Beautiful stuff to push him out of position and into the open. CNED though, he's able to try and hold on to this. This is still doable. But they need to have a good read on it. The revives come in. Okay, this is much better now. But can they get there to a position in time to help him out? Sova's going to get spotted. Hip's easily getting that done and can heal himself up. Luck of missing that shot's a bit costly, but he will have the information at least. He's going to expect this coming through. He's made noise now, though. I don't think he... Oh, what? Fear of what you planting in the open. CNED goes down, but it's now a 1 versus 2. Still winnable here for Russ, who's been on absolute fire.
That was a big
dashes
play.
Away, yeah. Russ could have actually managed to get that finish. Lucka misses a key shot. Now a 1v1. Russ in an awesome position here to clutch it out. But Hip, he's playing the runaround game. Oh, that doesn't work out. Nicely done. No clutch this time around. The Nip secure 10.
Just about as well. I mean, big play by Looker to find the information, then just dash back immediately, realizes he's got it back online, so why not? Why waste it, right? But then he could have really used it in that fight against Russ. Luckily, Hip was there to save the day yet again. This man has just been so dominant. 22 kills on the board. Certainly making up for the lack down towards the bottom from players that we normally expect to see a lot from. Speaking of which, where's Aslan, the man we commanded in the first match? The man who dominated. He top fragged versus G2 and found himself a lot of like 1v3 holds when the entirety of G2 were rushing him down. And yet here we are, 4 kills across this map so far.
Oh, quickly done. Russ, can he pull it off? Oh, it's CNED, sorry. Russ is on the stage, got that one wrong, but it doesn't really matter because Russ is still putting in work. He'll only get 1, but that's 11 secured for Nip. Do you know what? That Jet goes aggressive every round.
Yeah.
CNED has become too predictable because Hip doesn't even need to move now.
Yeah, but you also have to put yourself in the mentality of these players. Put yourself in their boots, right? You just had a game where, what did he find, 3 kills in the first map?
Yeah.
Then you started hitting a couple of shots and fall off immediately afterwards.
Yeah, but that doesn't give you an excuse. You're a
Absolutely.
professional player, man. You need to
Absolutely.
know when to hold back.
It's not an excuse whatsoever, but I feel like that's definitely a reason that we're seeing this very
Frag hunting is
bullish.
what you do. These guys shouldn't be doing it.
It is. It
It's
feels
your,
like
it's your
that's what's
tilt
going on.
mode. When you're not playing well, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go for the push forward.
Yeah, and 1 in 100 times it works. This might be 1 in 100 rounds for BBL as they again look to win this one out with the early duels going their way. With no Sage in play for the other team, those ultimates don't feature a revive. Instead, you've got the ult for Hip, which gives them an extra body to just throw at their opponents. He's moving towards middle now. I'd imagine that's where he would want to deploy it if he can get up short. Oh, even deals with CNED, shutting him down on mid. That wasn't even an over-aggressive position necessarily. He just got outplayed. Didn't even land a shot onto Hip, who now has free reign to move towards short. And if he can get himself into a position, he can clear this A side or at least grab a lot of information for his team. That's why he's grouping up so they can guard his body.
Russ has so much information here, though. This is huge. 100% he can just say, okay, let's get A protected.
But it's also top mid, right? He has to push through mid to clear this after they lost CNED. If CNED was still alive, they've got an A stack, 2, maybe 3 players at this stage. But because he died, they were thinking for a while, maybe they've pushed market. Now they go for the rotate, but it's a little bit too late to get a proper stack. They're just smoked out.
Not even actually in the site.
Cover going out.
Good teleport. Manages to get, oh, but his location's revealed. The ult's being used. He's dancing around them. They think he's lower. Oh, no!
8 seconds left. He's got to find those kills and just can't get it done. Kiro shuts him down. And we're going to see another one on the board now for BBL. Closing in within 2.
Yeah. It's doable. It's not been pretty, but it's certainly doable. They just need to chain around together now, right? It's just winning one at a time is not going to work out for you. Stretch your legs a bit if it's possible, boys. Bit of a mixed bag buy we're going to have on the nip side, though. Lucker now needs to land some of his shots with his aggressive operating.
Great boost.
Cage triggered.
Someone needs to practice the high jump. But looking towards BBL on the defensive side, you can see that their setup isn't changing all that much round to round. The CNED playing around middle, this time without an operator. I think the same as the previous round where he failed to tag up hip. You can see a much more passive early round approach. Anyways, he's not peeking straight down towards the bottom after the smoke is faded, worried that they might have an operator ready to just take him down. That lack of information means they've got to play info somewhere else, and it's the push over towards B with the drone that spots out CNED. Seemed like it was worried about a boost coming up from a Sage on the other side until he realized there's no other Sage, so he's good.
He thinks about it, he's like, oh, yeah, this is, he doesn't play with Sage.
Joke's over. Watching
Oh, here we go. Hip's done it again. Is he going to get away with some kills? Oh, he doesn't expect a second. Still gets away with it. Hip! Oh, so lucky, but he just gets shut down by CNED afterwards. Lucker now, he's going to have to put in God's work.
That's
He's avoided
really
most of the slow. Ooh, Russ, you've been razor sharp today. And look, I love this. Okay, it might be a bit of overkill getting the revive now, but why not? At this point, every little counts for these guys.
Yeah, much harder to win a 1v4 than a 1v3 as well. But saving over the extra weapon always going to be valuable. For NIP, that was really sloppy that they allowed Hip's body to just be tagged like that, especially after he pushed through, found one on the site, saw the other. Now they're worried about that player coming back up the alley and challenging, but surely you got to worry more about Hip letting your star player just get executed coming out of his ult. That shouldn't be happening.
Definitely should have been covered. A bit of mad communication when it comes to that one.
Even if you do want to focus in towards the player that killed him, that could be coming up to peek from that alleyway, smoke off. Just you got to commit that utility just to ensure that he survives.
Give him a fighting chance at least.
Yeah. Let him get out of the ult.
11-10 though. BBL looking to even this up. Nip could be letting this slip away.
The nip slip. They talk about it a lot whenever they get the grasp on the game and just let it go.
Thankfully, we don't have to watch yours slip.
No, that'd
It's
be a
horrendous
mid-slip.
for all the viewers.
shadows traveling.
Here we go. Paranoia straight through. Push immediately afterwards. I like the dash. So quick by Looker. But he couldn't get the spray. He started a bit too early before it reset.
This is a lockdown now, though. Creed tries his best. Trying to get the information, can just follow him through. Bad spray, but his ability's helping him out massively here. He's going to use the drone just to secure it. I like this, right? They're not taking any risks at this point. BBL, no. Okay, we have the advantage, but we're not just going to blindly do it. They're just dancing around each other. Creed then finds CNED. Lego, you got to help your teammate out if this is the communication going on. Oh, Russ, be careful pushing through this as well. Ooh, just waits on the edge of it. Smartly done. 11-11 BBL. They're right around the corner from making this happen, Mitch. This is a comeback and a half.
It would be so incredible for BBL if they're able to take this map off of NIP, considering how things started with that 13-3 loss. They got smacked out of bind. They looked dead in the water. We said, okay, maybe a Haven or an Ascent will look better for them. Well, it certainly has so far. Well, no matter what happens, it's definitely anything looks better than that previous map. Let's be honest. Now the ultimates are in their favor. BBL have got a TP to work with. Both teams have got Jet up. So the knives could be coming out, and Kiro's completely messed up that camera, so there's less information for them to play around. The opposing Cypher of Ryan was able to get his down, so he sees that A-long is clear, and he's ready to just push up and grab that control. Holding on to it now for a little while, just watching it with his cam to see if he needs to peek. The rest of his team are looking for control in towards middle, with 3 players challenging towards top. A smoke down already will allow them to start closing in the distance. That's just about waiting for a mistake to be made, potentially by BBL, but also just allowing their utility to be used up and then to continue forward after those smokes have dissipated. They've destroyed the tripwire towards the top of or bottom of middle, I guess, technically. And they're going to move in towards B. The problem is that cross is being watched by Aslan, who's ready and waiting, or was, to catch them as they swung on through. He's going to go back out, and that's not worked out. Fearoth posted on the angle, shuts him down.
No revive on their Sage either. They're going to have to fight this 4 versus 5. Slower pace coming out from Nip now. Is it going to be enough, though? Rhyme, he's definitely worried that there could be a player hiding in that corner. He wants to be able to check it. He's made a bit of noise now, though. Cypher Cage going to be deployed. Wants to push his way in. Kiro's going to go for a more forward position to try and make this work, but his location's been revealed. Rhyme slaps him down, and Hip is in a great spot for when this rotation starts to come in. That's not what you want to do, Lego, just pushing blindly through. But CNED, knives in hand, ult ready. He knows this is do or die. It's an important round for his team. Oh, and he misses. It's a big miss as well. And Hip punishes him for it, but he will fall to Russ. Kree can just take a forward position. He's just going to hold the angle. Can he win it? Easily done. Headshot landed. A 12th secured. And Nip, they're 1 round away from taking this 2-0. Though potentially they should have closed this quite a while ago. BBL have put up a huge fight to claw their way back into this, Mitch.
That was massive by Kree as well. He put down the door, then realized, I should probably help Hip out, I guess. So he just TP'd underneath the door, got into position, and as soon as that dash came out from CNED, he was there, just destroying him in the side. 1 round left to go. Overtime is a possibility. The ult's not in favor of BBL by any means. Massively swung towards NIP. The economy much in the same boat, and this could be it. This could be the end of BBL's run up against Nip. That early fight, though, not going Looker's way.
Lucker wanted to get aggressive. They obviously heard that as well. They were looking straight at him. He couldn't do anything. Nice stun by Rhyme, though. That's a beauty of a shot to hit. As he gets spammed up trying to go through this, though, he's being ever so cautious. More cages going down. He's taking the shots. He's taking the risk. Into a 4v4. Aslan, we called him the turret. He's just able to hold good angles and spray them all down. Now more than ever, BBL need him on their side. They need him to hit those shots, but he's not been having the greatest of games.
No, he's looking to burn away the enemy team with that dragon. NIP will give him the opportunity to. They're going to push fully out towards this A site. Tripwire still in play as they move. Evidently, you can see BBL think this is where the push is coming in, but Lego falls. Aslan's got to get it done by himself. A headshot to start it off. The spray not good to connect on more. And a 3v2. BBL have to get back in here soon. NIP have it locked down. They've got that spike plant. The man advantage as well. And this fight right there goes to CNED. That was the defining factor. Now they can stay in this. They can get into position. But Hip, he's ready underneath. He's got his flashes, and they're going to play a crossfire. He's actually going to peek it. That's crazy.
No! Hip, that was a huge error. That was a huge mistake. They don't expect the Omen to be below. The Jet goes down. It's a 1v1 Kree. He's got to seal the deal if they want to win this and avoid overtime. But Russ, he gets it. He's been huge this entire map, and he saves BBL. They're going to overtime, and they still have a chance in this game.
They absolutely do. A massive miscalculation by Hip going up for that one. There's just no need. In a 2v2, time is on your side. They had a crossfire potentially. Even if he plays back sight, whenever those players push, he can flash for his teammate and get an easy frag, maybe even the whole double. As well as that, those players have to drop down, right? So you don't even need to peek them to give the information that they're falling. As soon as you hear it, flash around, both of you swing, easy pickings. But again, the overconfidence from NIP. They end up losing the map because of that. That will be 2 games that they should have 2-0'd that they've lost just because they come in playing so loosey-goosey. And I get it for him. He's got 27 kills. That was him saying, watch me get 29, baby. But unfortunately, he's going to have to do that and probably more as we go into overtime.
And it's Ascent again. They lost this yesterday, 14-12, the Giants. They cannot see themselves going down like this again. That round was theirs. Rhyme, beautiful entries, giving them the opportunity in the first place. Russ is burning alive. That is not how you want to start it. Hip, you're trying to show us how this Phoenix worked. That one I'll give you.
I mean, Russ was That's ridiculous for him to find that double as well afterwards. I don't know how Russ stood inside the Molotov, but that spray down is inexcusable. Hip's a beast. And he's looking to make up for the mistakes that he's made.
Yeah, he knows it was on him, and now he's going to bring his A-game in. They try to get into the site. Firov's holding on. His spray wasn't so good on the second, but Kiro is all alone with 11 health. Going to go and plant the spike. He knows he could be getting pushed. He's trying to hide into the cage. The pressure's certainly on him, but they're not going to overextend into this one.
Smart play by Looker not to go down. That was a
Ooh,
really
that's close.
That was a really big play by Kiro to pop his cage and then go plant underneath it so the players would just fade down. They know where he is. He's 1 HP. All they've got to do is shoot him in the toe. The head's spotted, and that'll do straight on the chest to put a round up on the board for NIP. And now all they got to do is win this one attacking round, and they've got the series secured after what should have been theirs in regulation.
Oh, yeah, it really should have been. They got the first round, though. Now they got to go onto this attacking side and seal the deal. No mistakes can be made now. Because I just don't think NIP have enough in the tank to deal with this, right? They had the same problem yesterday.
You know, Max, I actually prefer this OT system to the MR3. Not necessarily talking about from a competitive standpoint.
Okay.
I feel like it feels a lot better. Like, we're not going, oh, they win this round, and now let's wait for the other two and then see how that goes. It's more like to the point. You've got your attacking round, get your defense,
It's fair.
done.
Yeah, it's fair.
You get much more of a kick out of it, I think.
Definitely makes it more intense.
That's it, exactly.
Very aggressive here from BBL, straight out the gates. They've not been punished for it, though. A more passive NIP and Cree finds CNED. This is a problem. Russ needs to land this shot. It's the all-important one. Oh, he misses! And it's hip getting it done. The ace for BBL. Russ has been so good this entire map, and with him going down, this could be it. This is a problem. 5v3. Lego's trying to make those numbers go back in their favor, but is it going to be enough? Oh, they push through. Why are they pushing through? I don't understand it. Yeah. You're pushing through blindly. You don't have the information, boys. Mistakes like this is what's going to cost you. It's now all on Lego. And he's instantly taken down. Hip gets the job done. 14-12. NIP take the win, and they take the best of two. 2-0.